Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's video. Day 10 will take us to the 13th of May. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the censorship air and ECM ensembles, maybe on try a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video for June. And I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just say that first. The video release there was our 6 AM UK weather forecast with also the GMA friend. Check out those two vids if you'd like to that, like, share, and subscribe on all of today's pieces of content. And thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. The GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, everyone. Right, going to start off with the central England temperature then. So the CT is now sitting at 13.5. That's 2.3 degrees above 61 to 99 average for visual to just yesterday to the 2nd of May. I reckon that will come down when that updates tomorrow. It may drop down into 12 because it is, well, I think it's a pretty cool, wet and miserable day here in the towers, and I think that's going to be pretty indicative of the CT region. So I would imagine that will lower tomorrow. But probably not for very long. Means of a GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. Looking at London today, the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for London. We're starting off around average at the moment, but we are going to see those upper air temperatures lifting up. And actually, as we go through the second week of May up to mid-month, it looks like we're going quite warm then, with those upper air temperatures really taking off and getting quite close to 10 degrees at 815 HPA. So the trend through the first half of may well be to turn things warmer. Precipitation-wise, well, yes, we keep lots of precipitation spikes going over the bank holiday weekend. Typical. But we get beyond the bank holiday weekend into next week, and the trend is to drier conditions. So about a week of drier weather there before it starts turning more unsettled again, perhaps into the second half of May. Temperature anomalies on the 30th of May, about average, a little bit above in the north, a little bit below in the south, not a big deviation. And precipitation anomalies from the 3rd to the 11th of May, trending to average or drier than average. So next week is looking a lot drier than we've been used to for a while, I think. The latest wind from that from earthnullschool.net shows that we're bringing an easy wind and got low pressure in the North Sea. Hence, if this would be in winter, this would be a perfect scenario for snow. It's May, so it's just bringing cool rain from the east across central parts of England, including GavsWeatherVids towers today. Right, let's start going through chart data. Let's have the latest UK Met Euro run. Looking at midnight on Monday, under a trough then across the country. And as we go through next week, so that's bank holiday money, by the way. As we go through next week, though, we get rid of that trough and we raise pressure. So gradually we get a ridge building, and eventually that becomes an area of high pressure by the end of next week. This gets us to next Friday, 10th of May. But under this area of high pressure, looking mostly dry then. Icon, again, bringing the low pressure in from off the Atlantic on Sunday, and still under this trough of low as we go through into Monday as well. So sorry everybody, actually that hasn't updated. So Icon has updated there. Right, well, we'll get out of that then, and we'll move on to the GFS midnight run. As I say, we are reliant on these third-party websites and models and whatnot, so if they do not update, then there's not much we can do, you know. So Icon, the midnight Icon anyway, hasn't updated. Hopefully that will be back tomorrow. We haven't got a KMA either, so we're not doing quite so good today for for these models, are we? Never mind. Right, okay, so we go through the GFS midnight run, and we've got low pressure again sitting around the country that being unset. I tell you what, we could do is go to weather, and we could have a look at this Australian model that I don't include very often, but we have got a model here from Australia, so why don't we do that? Right, so this is what the Australian model is showing for... Good save, Beggar, good save. This is what the Australian model is showing for 6 AM on bank holiday money, actually. And we've got high pressure building to our east, but it's all probably just about under a trough of low pressure, especially so in the south. As we go through next week, while high pressure increasingly strengthening, over the country, bringing more in way of drier and also warmer weather with it. So looking quite pleasant through the course of next week under that area of high pressure. As we move up toward day 10, high begin to weaken, low pressure in the Atlantic. So we get to beyond day 10, low pressure started to head in from the Atlantic. That begins to bring more unsettled conditions back in by the middle of May, perhaps. Right, now we'll go on to the GFS. So, this is our GFS looking back on Monday. Again, trough of low pressure sitting around the country. That gets out of the way through Tuesday and Wednesday. Heights rise, turns drier. And the trend through the second half of next week is towards high pressure. Lots of dry and relatively mild or even warm weather likely there into next weekend, where the high pressure begins to weaken. Low pressure starting to develop in the Atlantic by day 10, which is the 13th of May. And then we go off into the middle part of the month, low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. That brings a return to more unsettled conditions. That looks quite a vigorous area of road there, around the 17th of May. Very end of the GFS midnight run, though, starts to raise the heights again to the north and the west. So by the 19th of May, possibly, we're starting to try and turn drier again. The GFS 6 set, again, showing that to trough of low across the country on Bank Holiday Monday. That gets out of the way through Tuesday, Wednesday. High pressure ridges in and becomes an area of high pressure for the second half of next week, sitting over the country, bringing lots of dry and warm weather. By day 10, though, below the high pressure is breaking down and lower pressure starts to come back in from off the Atlantic, and then that sets us up what looks like a pretty settled middle part today, with low pressure bringing bouts of rain in from the Atlantic, particularly focused on England, Wales, actually, where it's a bit drier out to the north and the west. That's how we end the GFS 6 run on the 19th of May. Low pressure bringing quite a bit of rain into the south. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share and subscribe. If you show everyone for doing that, why not drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. We thank you so everyone for doing that. 70 subscribers will get us to 18.2k. So please give us a sub, tell your friends and family to subscribe. And that'd be absolutely incredible if you could do that. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, GM, again, big trough low pressure sitting around the country on Monday. And then we head on into the middle next week. High pressure begins to build to the north and Western Europe, bringing drier and warmer conditions with it. Second half of next week looking very, very pleasant indeed. This area of high pressure raising the temperature into the 20s Celsius. Lots of sunshine with that as well. Possibly by day 10, just a hint of some lower pressure developing in the Atlantic, maybe threatening a breakdown to the fine conditions. And then the ECM rounds it all off. Trough of low pressure close to country bank holiday Monday. Looks unsettled and showering through the course of next week. Beyond the bank holiday, high pressure takes over, turns us drier and warmer as it does so. High pressure sticks around into the last stages of next week. We get into the weekend of the 11th and 12th of May, possibly hinting at the ridge weakening by day 10 to the 13th of May. It certainly hints that lower pressure could be started to return in from the Atlantic then. Missing a precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from meteo.com. Here's all of today's wet weather across central parts of the country. 3 months ago, that would have been snow, probably. Dry day tomorrow, that we go through into Sunday, and showers starting to become more widespread, and particularly on Bank Holiday Monday, could be some quite wet weather across southern parts of the country. Again, heavy showers, long spells of rain. But the trend next week, beyond the bank holiday, is to turn drier, especially for England and Wales. Still some shower rain continuing for Scotland, but drier conditions there for England and Wales anyway, from about Tuesday onwards. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. Gets us to the 13th of May. 19 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure right over top of the country, mostly dry, fine and quite warm. Another 19 with a ridge through the country. Again, that should bring a lot of dry weather in with it. And 13 with high pressure over France, low pressures out to the Atlantic. And that, again, is going to be bringing more unsettled weather into the northwest. But most areas in the south and east are still under high pressure. And to be honest, all of the options there are involving high pressure to some degree. Quite a change. going 2 weeks out, which is the 18th of May, 15 members of the ECM ensembles then take the high pressure north and it becomes a northern blocking type feature with lower pressure in from the Atlantic. That could bring a cool and showery weather with it. 13 with low pressure right over top of the north and the west of Europe. That looks much more unsettled and cooler as well. 12 with low pressure again right over top and to the west of the country, and then 11 with high pressure to the north and winds coming in from the east. So definitely looks like high pressure will be in control in 10 days time, but in 2 weeks time then we might have seen a shift back to low pressure into the second half of May. We shall see. CFS V2 finally for June. This is today's 700 millibar height anomaly idea. Remember, these charts change daily. So today, again, we're focusing on high pressure mode for June, is sitting over and just to the north, potentially lower pressure to the south, maybe winds in from the east. That looks very similar to the pattern we had last June, I have to say. That delivered a very warm or hot month, actually. Temperature anomalies for June are a little bit above average. I suspect in reality it could be hotter than that. And precipitation anomalies, weak signal, but hints of being a bit drier than average. A warm and dry June and start to summer 2024 on the cards, maybe. We shall see. Okay, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. Don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. And thank you so much everyone for doing that. 70 subscribers will get us to 18.2k. Thank you so much everyone. Just tell us what's happening on the channel over the weekend. Bank holiday weekend, of course. Going to be an epic one. Epic weekend of content. That is. So tomorrow we're going to have a 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. We've got the EC42 day, a weekend forecast then to 14 day. On Sunday, 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. GavsWeatherVids Sunday roundup. And also another summer update. There's no live stream on Sunday evening. I'm out for dinner with friends, so I'm going to have a night off on Sunday. That's all right with everybody. Live stream will be back a week on Sunday. And then on Bank Holiday Monday, 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. And if that wasn't enough, we will also have our historic video, which is part 2, episode 2, of our Back to the 60s series, focusing this time on 1965 through to 1966. And that'll be coming up on Bank Holiday Monday. So that's the plan for the Bank Holiday weekend. Lots and lots for me to be cracking on with there. So, yeah, I'm going to be ready for a break by Sunday evening and Bank Holiday Monday, I think. Right, so hold on. Sorry, everybody. Right, so that's it then. You enjoy, that's it for today's videos. You enjoy the rest of your Friday. I'm off to the pictures, actually, this evening. I'm going to see the Phantom Menace, episode 1, the Phantom Menace, 25th anniversary re-release. So I'm looking forward to that. Bit of Star Wars, why not? Anyway, you enjoy the rest of your Friday. I shall see you tomorrow for tomorrow's vids. But for this one, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.